Hey there, Coastalman. Chris Thomason joined by Islanders men's basketball coach Jim Shaw. First off, Coach, thanks for joining us.
Thanks, Chris. Appreciate you having me.
All right, so let's jump right in. It was kind of an up and down week for y'all last week. 500. You had a 76-74 loss to UTRGV, bounced back then a 62-58 win over Omaha, both of those at home. So first off, just what was the difference in those two games? I know they were both close, but what was the difference in the loss to the Vaqueros first and then the win over Omaha on Saturday?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing, Chris, in the loss on Wednesday to UTRGV, and you got to give them credit, they played the game the right way. They got the ball down low, but we weren't ready to play. We had 4 turnovers in the first 5 possessions. They got out to a 19-6 lead, so we spotted them 13 points. We fought back. We were only down 1 1/2. Took the lead on a couple of occasions in the second half, but just we're not able to get enough stops. And then you go to Saturday against Omaha and did a lot better job holding the Omaha Mavericks to 58 points in a 40-minute game. So the emphasis, as you can imagine, on Thursday and Friday in practice, we're getting stops and playing defense the right way.
All right, so let's get offensively. It seems like so far this is a team where points can come from multiple guys. The UTRGV game, you had Dean Wright Ford, Lance Paul. They combined for 41 points. But then you get to the game against Omaha Saturday. Those two only had 5 total combined. And then Dane Prim, big game for him, 19, 13 from Gary Clark. So would you want to call it more versatility in the scoring, or is it still more this team is trying to find itself and find, those kind of go-to guys?
Yeah, Chris, that's a great question. I think first and foremost, we are trying to find ourselves a little bit, but more importantly, on an individual basis, who is consistent, who's an everyday player in practice and will play both ends of the floor. And so when flip the switch a little bit and put more emphasis on getting stops, and so you got to be able to play defense. You're going to have to be able to play defense to continue to get out on the floor. Going forward, I just think we lost our way a little bit defensively. So that allowed for guys like Dane Prim, which was the Southland Conference Player of the Week, and Gary Clark. They continually play defense, allowed them a few more minutes, and we were able to get the ball inside a little more than we were versus UTRGV, so it allowed that low post scoring in Omaha game.
What are some of those things you guys work on defensively? You mentioned in practice trying to right some of those, especially heading into the Omaha game. What are some of those specifics that you work on?
Just guarding the ball and trying to get 3 stops, 3 stops in a row. So individually we had the forwards on one end, guards on the other end, and we just said, hey, here's what we're doing in this drill. It takes as long as it takes. You got to get 3 stops individually. So a little bit of toughness drill there, and then we came back towards the end of practice and just had, hey, as a group of 4 players, so went 4 on 4 on 4 out there. How many stops does it take you, or how many possessions does it take you to get 3 stops? And some of them got it in 3 possessions. A couple of groups it took over 40 possessions. But just sitting there and saying, hey, we're not going on to the next drill until we get the 3 stops in a row.
All right, so let's look ahead to the next week. You guys on Friday go down back to UTRGV, return game with those guys, and then Monday at home against Division III Texas Lutheran. So especially Friday down in the Valley, how badly do you guys want to go down there and maybe get them back for last week?
Yeah, just a quick turnaround with the South Texas Showdown. Coach Figger and the Vaqueros, the UTRGV team did a great job. They're a lot better than their record shows. I think they'll do really well in the WAC. But it's a chance to say, hey, this is what happened. You can look at film directly, and then just over 7-8 days later, you're playing the same team again. So it's a toughness of their pride, togetherness thing, and we're looking forward to the challenge. It'll be a monumental test to beat those guys in Edinburgh. But we're looking forward to the quick turnaround and a chance to right the ship and right some of the wrongs that we had last Wednesday.
All right, so now this has been a long time debate among movie fans. This is my fun question for you today. It's the Christmas season. Die Hard, is that a Christmas movie or is it not a Christmas movie?
It has a little bit. Obviously, it has the at the end. It has the touch of Christmas with everything that happens. But I remember watching that when I was really really young, and at the end of the day, it's more of a thriller and action. It just keeps you on the edge of your seat. So I'm going to go not a Christmas movie, but one of the all time great action movies, at least in my lifetime.
Okay, see, my argument is that it's only like a couple of steps further from Home Alone. You know, guys are getting mutilated in that movie, albeit cartoonishly. So, you know, my vote is it is a Christmas movie. But, you know, I can definitely see the argument against as well. Well, Coach Jim Shaw, I appreciate you joining us for Hang Time this week.
Appreciate it, Chris. Thank you so much.
All right, Coach Ben, we will see you next time. Again, the Islanders on the road at UTRGV Friday, and then at home Monday morning game against Texas Lutheran. Coach, thanks again.
Thank you.